Hey guys, for some reason my camera shut off, but I am doing a hair tutorial for y'all using my new hair tool that I got from Christmas, and we're just doing that. So today I was just like cleaning. If y'all do want to see a 1950s cleaning tutorial, just let me know. Or any decade for that matter. But yeah, I was cleaning, I cooked dinner. And then just kind of straightened up a bit and got ready for tomorrow. Which tomorrow I'm going to be up at the booty crack of dawn, so it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie, I love this hair thing because it is so easy to do my hair. And this fan is supposed to protect it. Well, I had to replace my hot curlers because they broke. Let me tell you the story time. So the other day I went to use my hot curlers because I was gonna do a 1950s video for y'all, and I was gonna do it like I had been promising. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, whatever. Yeah, what have you. So I go in and I go to do it, and I turn it on, and I noticed that part of the plate that where you sit the curlers on and they heat up is broken. And I don't realize this, so I quickly unplug it because it gets a funky smell, and I'm like, okay, this is not good. So I did have a replacement on them because there is certain insurances that you can get through Amazon or through wherever you buy the product, and they will do like a 3-year or 4-year, 5-year, whatever, 1-year replacement. And so it was about to expire because I had had them for a while, and I contacted them and they're like, hey, yeah, we can issue you a new one because I see you paid for replacement if anything went wrong with it. She said if you had waited any longer, it would have not been we wouldn't have been able to do anything, which I totally understand that, and I was like, thank you for letting me know. Usually I don't like to replace certain things or deal with certain things, so I was like, okay, thanks for letting me know. So it was a very easy process, and I talked to the lady and I'm like, I bought it on such and such day, and she goes, we know. And so I sent them this email and I showed her what had happened, and I said, hey, I use it for my 1950s content and things like that. And she said, I've watched your channel before. And I was like, she's like, I really like your videos. And she was really cool about it, and she's like, hey, I was like, and so I explained to her what had been happening the first time I plugged it in for y'all, because y'all remember one time I plugged it in and I was doing the hair and I was trying to get it, and I was like, it always has this weird smell. And she's like, over time, the electrical component in it can, you know, get to the point where it's not good anymore. And so I'm like, oh, okay, thanks for letting me know. And so I go in, or she goes in and she goes, hey, I can send you out a replacement, but it wouldn't be here till the 28th. I was like, that's fine. I have other hot curlers that I have, but they are very bulky, and I don't have a whole lot of counter space. So I am going to use those for the coming up 1950s video. But yeah. Okay, now that we have washed our face, now I don't have makeup on, but I did use the cold cream just to start off. Now I am going to do my other cleanser, and back in the day they used Pond's cold cream and they used like Pear soap, but because I have combination skin and my skin is really sensitive, it doesn't always work for me, so I use an Olay but goodie Noxzema. Never failed me, so we're good. So the lady is like working with me today, and I'm cleaning house, I'm cleaning the bathtub, and she goes, are you gonna film it? I was like, it's kind of hard to film when if like somebody was here to help me film, that would be different. And my tripod came in today. My camera's coming in next week, so that's always a good thing. So I'm like, okay. And so me and her talk for a minute, and she's like, hey, yeah, so we talk for a good minute, and she tells me, she's like, hey, I love your channel. I think you're awesome. And she goes, hey, by the way, I noticed that you ordered a wheelchair from us. And she's like, hey, it's coming in the mail, but we've tried to deliver it. And when I looked at the address was wrong. So she ended up fixing it for me, and she ended up doing a whole lot of other stuff, just explaining. I explained that I really needed this. This one that I'm in now is falling apart. It's really too big for the space, and it's just, it is what it is. But we are gonna go ahead, and I have done my skincare so far. I've done the Pond's cold cream, which is this one. This is my ride or die if I'm wearing makeup, like waterproof mascaras, things like that. This is my go-to. Now I have my next, but another good one I use, and where'd it go? I will be using the Olay Original Pink Beauty Fluid Lotion. And that is the moisturizer I use when I am doing my skincare. Now keep in mind, when I'm doing my 1950s in the mornings or skincare, I use this moisturizer. But today, I could not find my witch hazel. I don't know where it is at this current time, and it's buried. Can't get it out at this moment, ladies and gents. So what we are going to use Seabreeze. Okay, now, I know this was popular in the 70s, but hey. I think this year is going to be the year that's going to be my year. I gotta tell y'all some exciting stuff. So the other day, I have like this, I call her my big sister. She is actually one of the supervisors where I work, and she has kind of taken me under her wing, and her and this other girl have like her like my supervisor is like a father figure, and then she's like the big sister. Well, when I first started, I'll be honest, I was kind of kept to myself. I'm very shy. So what y'all see on the camera sometimes is I'm very conserved, very shy, very not outgoing, but I do try to be as outgoing as I can. So the other day I had to call my boss because we had this client that I needed help with the account. Like, I had never handled this. I had handled situations similar, but never like the way. So apparently I had asked her, I was like, hey, I know I'm not a writer service agent, that's our customer service, but I said, is there any way I could help this person with like auto pay? And I said, I know I can't set it up and I never would. That's not my place. That is up to the writer, but he's really struggling and he needs help. So I set it up with him. I don't set it up. I walk him through kind of the setup. And so she's listening to the call. I know she listens to my call because she'll give me like pointers like, hey, don't say so much, because sometimes I say a lot. I'm working on my vocabulary, and I said, okay, yeah, I'll work on that because I know that's my thing I need to work on. So she comes in and she goes, you are one of the only agents that gets to the point. You're like, hey, this is going on, or hey, I'm having this issue. This is what's happening. And she said, you're one of the only agents that I would trust to like be on your own without like supervision constantly, because I know that you will work. I said, well, sometimes I have to go to the bathroom, or sometimes things happen. And she's like, we all have that. We're human. She's like, I understand you have your stuff going on with IBS and everything, but she's like, you are one of the go-getters. You get on the dialer. I said, well, sometimes I have trouble with like my passwords expiring before, and she's like, it happens to everybody. It's a glitch in the system. So I technically changed my password before I was supposed to. Sorry. But she goes, sometimes it will show you that it will expire on certain days. And so I changed my password. I get back to work, and my boss pulls me aside and he's like, you're doing really good today. And you've been doing really good lately. So the big boss, I didn't know the big boss is the person that actually told me to apply for this job, because I had gone to a virtual job fair and he was like, hey, you'd be a really good fit with your background. And I applied they only took like 200 applicants. I was the one of 200 that got to go to training, got to go through it, and I work for the company. It's been 2 years and 3 months to the day I was hired. So I was hired November 14th. That is my start date. That is the day that all this started, and I work from home. So they were like, we're pleasantly surprised because, like, we'll tell you stuff, like coachings and stuff, and she's like, you try to do best, and if you're not, you know, she's like, you're brutally honest. You're like, hey, this happened in the call, you know, and you're straightforward. And she's like, I really like that about you. And I said, well, thank you for being patient with me and teaching me to be a better employee. And she's like, cool. So that was the other day. And so I was off today, and I was like, hey, if you need me to come in even on my days off, you know, if y'all need me, if y'all are short, if people call out and you need an X amount of people working, give me a call. I'll come in. And she's like, I really appreciate that. So this is the toothpaste that is my ride or die. I love this Marvis toothpaste, or Marvis, I think is how you pronounce it. But it is a vintage toothpaste. I use it. It's one of my ride or dies, but that is pretty much my 1950s skincare and hair. Yes, they did have straight hair back in the day. It wasn't as prevalent, probably not as long as mine is now, probably not in this style, but we're working with what we got. And I'm gonna go hit the hay soon because I've got to be up at 7 in the morning. So I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. I will see you tomorrow for part 2 of my 1950s housewife video. This is just the skincare so y'all can see, but I'm gonna go hit the hay. And I will tomorrow show you my outfit. The reason why I didn't put it on today is because it unexpectedly snowed yesterday and the day before. And we're supposed to get more snow, and it is really cold. Side note, if you see that I've been everywhere in my videos lately, if y'all could please pray for a family member of mine. He was diagnosed with stomach cancer. I'm not going to give names or go into details because that is not my place. But if y'all could please pray for my family member, that would be totally awesome. Thank you and have a great day.